So in today's video, I will show you how to pre-draw lips like this. We can see that her natural pigment in the lips is not everywhere and is disappearing slowly but surely, as it's completely normal when we age. So we will work on this beautiful shape and we will make it even more beautiful, and we will add a little bit of color with the pigmentation where the lip is disappearing on the borders. I will move my client's head and I will start over here. Can you open the mouth a little bit? Perfect. Now we will start from the corner. So I never move the lips a lot and I try to follow a natural border. We already know that we shouldn't work on the lips where is already a little bit of hair and also pores, because when you tattoo there, it will look not so nice after it heals. It's not, I will show you on the picture how it will look when you tattoo a little bit more outside. But when I talk, now I will be a little bit quiet, because when I talk I am not able to focus a lot on the beautiful eyeliner, beautiful line, and then it's not so precise. So I always do a little bit more and then I clean it with a wooden stick or a cotton stick. Here I can see the last hair, so I make sure I go over it, no at the bottom. Make sure you do not drink a lot of coffee before you do this, because otherwise it happens to me that my hand is a little bit shaky. I am not stressed at all, it's not about that, it's because I have a lot of caffeine in my blood probably. We will move the client's head and we will continue. We see that there is no very visible border, so in this case I go more on top than at the bottom, because sometimes it can happen that if you go too low, when it heals, it's already not a lip tissue, or not a lip skin, and then it can become a really, I don't know the word. I will think about it. I will tell you in the next video. But what can happen, as you can see wrinkles. And here we have wrinkles, and here we don't have wrinkles anymore. So I'm trying to go in the middle. And make sure that you have a lot of concealer on your brush, because if you don't have enough concealer on your brush, your lines are not so precise and dense, and then you cannot see properly where you should tattoo the outline later on. I can also see from my point of view over here that this part of the lip has a little bit more volume than this one, and this one goes a little bit more like down, so the curve over here will be a little bit different. I will go and check it out from behind the client, and then I can adjust it a little bit, but it will not be 100% the same because of the volume. So make sure you see what kind of volume is on the lips. I don't really have the best brush for this, but I wanted to try it. As you can see here, I only created the line with a concealer over here, but I didn't continue right here. So if we also put a little bit more concealer over here, it will become much more visible. I push with my finger this way, and then I can make some small adjustments. Then I will clean the brush, and I will clean it with a brush, so it will be a little bit more clean too. But at the moment we are trying just to do a basic shape, and then we will do some corrections if we need to do it. I will go from behind the client and I will look at her lips. I can see that this is a little bit too much, so I will clean it later on with a brush, but now I will move to the upper part, and as we can see, her cupid's bow is not really shaped, so we will try to do a beautiful shape for her. You can do some pictures, because I didn't do any before pictures. You can do some pictures with the macro lens. You can also do macro sorry, on the cupid's bow, and then you can do before and after, and you will see very well where is the border. You can see it here. You can even look closer, and we can beautifully see how her border goes, of the border of the lips. This really helps. And then if you are not sure, you can also take a picture from the bottom part, and you can have a look if you are safe to tattoo or not. So we already know that where we are working over here, our bottom part and top part should meet at the same point. So I always go on the other side. I move my client's head, and this way I try to connect these points. We need a little bit more concealer, and then we can continue. I like to do this part and this part also a little bit more straight. To me it looks more sexy, so I do it that way. Okay, and now I push a little bit with my finger. And I follow the border, because over here it's much more visible for me. Okay, I will move my client's head again, and now I will try to find a middle. This part over here is a little bit more asymmetrical, so we will see what we can do. It will be a very small and cute cupid's bow. Here we can see where we should go. Make sure that you are not confused with the filler. We can see that the filler goes over here, but her lip tissue will finish here. So we shouldn't touch you over here. Less is more, always, especially with permanent makeup. Not really yet, not really done yet, but I want to make sure I will do this bottom part over here, and then I will adjust it accordingly to the to her lips. So I am moving my body around the client. I don't sit because it's not so comfortable for me, and from this point of view, I can see her much better. And I like to work like this. So we need a straight line. Okay. And now we will play over here. Her lips look really beautiful. From the first time when I saw it, I was like, oh wow, this will be really easy. But as soon as I started with shape, it's always the same, even with brows. You see the brows are beautiful, but when you start working on them and making a shape, you realize that it's not as easy as it seems like it is. But I love it. I have to clean this part over here, and I will do it one more time. It will be easier for me. Okay. So the only secret is to play with it. This way we can make it beautiful and clean, but here I have to adjust it a little bit more. As you can see here, I have to still work on this part a little bit more, but the thing is that she has a little bit like more pigmented lips at this point over here. It's a little bit darker than here, so it is a little bit confusing for me to see it, especially when I have two quite strong lights from both sides, and it is shiny sometimes. I have to make it a little bit different over here, but we can see that she does not have a lot of color, a lot of natural pigment at this part, so make sure that you go from the front side and look at client from the front side, so you have this as symmetrical as you can possibly do. So, we can say that this part is a little bit more straight and this part is a little bit more curved. This part and this part too. Not only a heart, not only a cupid's bow. So it will be a little bit different, but this is what I told you at the beginning. It really depends how your filler looks. So this is what I think I can do. And of course it looks much better. But I can see when I go from behind the client that this part over here has much more volume than this part over here. When you go from behind the client and when you look at your client this way, you see how asymmetrical the lips are and where you should work more or less. If you look at it this way, you can see, if I change the volume by myself, you can see it looks beautiful. When I don't touch the lips, you can see that the filler is a little bit asymmetrical. And what we are trying to do here is to make it as symmetrical as possible, but it does not mean it will be symmetrical 100%, because even my lips are not 100% symmetrical. I will clean this and I will add a little bit more over here. I stretch it if I need to, so that way I can make it cleaner. So when I push towards myself the fingers, I can see that it's completely the same, and from my point of view over here, it looks really similar to me. Even this part, this heart, it looks really good. Because we made it a little bit smaller, we could adjust it a little bit better. Here we can see some hair, so I have to make sure I am not tattooing over them. Okay, this way. I will go a little bit more here. I think this way I really like it. Open. Yeah, I really like it. Okay, let's check. We will check slowly every move so we know our outline is there. It's hard to check here, but yeah, it's there. Looks good, so far so good. Yeah, beautiful. I will move my client's hat. And we will check. When you check every step, you will not be under the pressure that you, for example, lose the shape. We will check again. And it's there, and it's beautiful. We will check. I was a little bit softer over here, lighter, but it's there. Oh, how much I love these pigments. It's crazy, look at that. Look how clean it is. I always go towards myself because I found out that it helps me to be the most precise this way. And I do a little bit and I always check. See? It's there and it's beautiful. Now I will finish this part and I will move to the bottom part. stretch, a 90-degree angle is very, very important. Oh, I don't have a pigment in the needle. Now we will start with the bottom part. And we will check. It's there and it's beautiful. Very nice. And let's go over here. This way. Always connect your previous section, your previous line. I need more pigment. 1, 2, 3. And now. We will check. I am a little bit lazy to check, but I have to, so I am okay, yeah. Okay, towards myself. Still towards myself. I will move my client's head towards me. And I change the body position. So basically when I work on the lips, I always change everything every few seconds because of how curved the lips are. We always have to adjust ourselves. Okay. We will connect till here. And I will connect a little bit. And we will check how it looks. So we know it's good. Yes, we see it, we see it, we see it, we see it. Now I will take a cotton pad and I will clean the lips. And I think you can beautifully see our contour. I love this contour a lot because it really is super precise. You can see it here. See? When you push, it's becoming whiter, the skin, and you can see how clean it is. And bottom part.